this empty town. We're searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything.
We're back, guys! We are finally back doing car reviews again. And today we bring you something extremely special. My friend Adam's 2016 Infinity Q50S RedSport 400. He made sure he made sure I said 400 in RedSport because he needs the entire world to know. So he has the 2016 Infinity RedSport 400 Q50S. Let me add it into me. Now you don't get upset at me. And this thing is absolutely bonkers, all right? It has the 3.0 twin turbo V6. This thing is honestly, this is no exaggeration. It's literally a 4-door GTR. The way you have it set up and everything else, it's literally a 4-door GTR. You can't go wrong with this. I've had the car for about 24 hours now, and driving through the city, this thing is actually extremely comfortable. The suspension's a little stiff, but the seats honestly make up for it. A lot of that is, you know, obviously it's a Sport 2 suspension from Infinity, and obviously their Red Sport line is, again, their performance line. So it's going to be a little bit harsher. It's going to be a little bit, you know, quicker and everything else. It's going to take corners a lot better than a regular Q50, basically. And on top of that too, and I will say this, and honestly, I don't know, I love this about it. There is a lot of turbo lag, and I love that. It's honestly like a basically like a foreplay. All right, and it's so crazy and weird that this thing gets up and goes. Remember, at the end of the day, it's still a Nissan. Basically, it's a Nissan Altima. Basically, if you really want to go back to its roots, but they've really updated it from the G37 to the Q50S. It's an entirely different ball game. Now, I'm telling you guys right now, if you want a car that's under 60 grand, where you can just go out and thrash it all day long and have fun with it and still be comfortable, this may be the car to buy. And then there's a few of the cars in mind that I have in mind right now too. Like, you know, the other performance models like the C43 AMG, the Dodge Charger Daytona package that we drove, you know, a little while ago that you guys saw also. Those are also cars within this realm, but those are also cars that you don't get the turbo lag for. The C43 is virtually no turbo lag to it at all. It's just you hop in and go. This is a much more dramatic experience in my opinion, and I actually love it. You get these awesome aluminum pedals behind you, and it's slightly dim-witted when you're driving slow, okay? And like I said, I'll do it right now, and now it shifts. So like I said, it's a little dim-witted when you're driving slow, but as soon as you get onto the gas and you're just hauling, it's an entirely different car. And actually, I'll show you guys right now too. I have everything in sport mode as well too, so that way, you know, it has the fast shift response, a little slightly stiffer suspension too, as well as the oh, I can go that way. Never mind. I could have went that way. Oh well. Okay. Sorry. It has I have everything on a sport mode setting right now. The steering is actually really heavy. The suspension is pretty stiff, like I said earlier, but you also can change all that too within the infotainment system as well too. So you don't have to have everything at its stiffest setting either. And it's a way that you have to go about doing it. But like I said, to me, I absolutely love the car. Like I hopped in it, and he told me as soon as I hopped in, he's like, "Go for it. Just don't drive like a grandma. Just go for it." I went for it, and as soon as I did that, I immediately fell in love with this car. Alright guys, so going on regarding the interior of the car is actually really well, especially for the price range that it comes in. Like I said, right under that $60,000 mark, and for the amount of features and technology that you get in this, you get an insane amount of features. Number one, on your backup camera, you actually can change what like the location of the backup camera basically. So you have the one that's in the rear mirror right here on the passenger side, as well as one that's in the trunk also, and then on the trunk also. I'm sorry, not in the trunk. And you can also see it on the top screen of the gauge cluster as well. At the same time too, you also get this heated steering wheel. Again, you know, obviously it's leather wrapped steering wheel, along with these aluminum paddle shifters on the back, which actually feel great when you're using them. I mean, honestly, it feels like a higher end car, to be honest with you. And with that too, excuse me, it's a lot of basically it's a very technology packed car. And so with that being said too, you also on the bottom screen, right below the top screen, you do have your phone connectivity, your information. You can go to the performance pages of the car as well too, see your lateral G, your fuel economy, and everything you need to see basically with the car. And with that said, also obviously you get your sunroof, you get all the basic amenities that a car of this nature would have. Obviously, it's just you also get the power of a higher end car too. On the actual gauge cluster itself, you have plenty of options to choose from that you can actually look at while you're driving. So you obviously have your fuel range, go to the next one, average speed, trip distance, you know, the basic stuff that you also have, as well as your fuel economy. You have your compass as well too. And there's also one thing called chassis control on this car, and that basically can tell, you know, whether the car needs, you know, again, it's perfect all-wheel drive. So it will be able to tell, you know, which part of the car, you know, is getting a little loose, whatever, and they'll be able to control it for you. And also too, the chassis is actually pretty stiff in this car also, so that's another positive thing, you know, regarding why I believe this thing is an actual sports car and not, you know, something else. So with that being said, also you also do have your mode selector right here, right behind the gear shift. So with that being said, you have Snow, Eco, Standard, Sport, Sport Plus, and Personal. Obviously, most of them I've had it in Sport Plus because I mean it's a blast to drive. I mean, to me, again, this is a sports car. So like I said, I've had it in Sport Plus mode, using the paddle shifters and just, you know, letting the boost roll in a little bit too. And like I said, it's a blast to drive, really. I mean, that's all you can really say about it. It's just, once you drive it, I mean, really, you want to buy it. Because again, like I said, if you do it, what Adam has done to his, basically to me, it's almost a perfect car. Because you can put your entire family in the back seat. The exterior of this car is absolutely menacing. Like I said, he has the jet black finish along with a 5% window tint and the graphite wheels. So, you know, it has darker finish to the wheels to it also. But it just looks menacing. Honestly, it looks like a hitman's car, if you will. And I love that about this car. It's a very discreet yet professional and fun car to drive, really. So what I was saying with the turbo lag too is that there is actually quite a bit. So hold up, wait, I'm just gonna. 1 second. And there we go. Oh my god. And like I said, this thing is an absolute blast to drive. Like, let's just be real here. Infinity did a great job designing this car, and it's, like I said, you can daily. It's 4 doors. It's very spacious actually on the inside. I'm 6'4" and I have absolutely no problem in the front or the back. I wouldn't even move the front seat, obviously, to sit in the back a little bit, but you have plenty of space back there. And you have a humongous trunk in the back also. I put all my camera equipment back there, plus all of my detail equipment also. That I gave Adam obviously a free watch for letting me you know, review his car and everything else. And it fit better without a single problem at all. Plus, with plenty more space to add on to it too. Like I was saying too, like this steering is actually really, like, it's heavy. You actually have to, like, work for it, and I love that. Like it's the way the car, like I said, it's an actual sports car. The way the steering feels, the way the suspension feels, the way the power comes on, I love it. And I know I keep saying that, and I'm sorry, but it's, like I said, it's really in the top 5 of, like, my favorite cars under 60 grand. Like, this is very high up there. And like I said, if you really want a 4-door car, you take your entire family out, go have fun go autocross. Plenty of people autocross these all the time too, and they also track them too, and have fun with it. This is honestly probably the car to get. And this particular one is all-wheel drive. You can get a rear-wheel drive version of it, but this particular one is all-wheel drive, and I'm sure this thing in the snow is absolutely incredible. Like I honestly want to do a snow review also, just to check it out and compare it to the Volvo and other, you know, great all-wheel drive cars, and see how it stacks up. Because I mean, the way it handles right now on this street alone and in the rain, this thing is absolutely, like, it's a blast. So with that being said, like I said earlier, this does have Infinity's special 3-liter twin-turbo V6. It does make 400 horsepower and 350 pounds-feet of torque. However, like I said earlier, this isn't stock. This has resonator delete, muffler delete, Nismo air intakes, as well as a aftermarket blow-off valve as well. And so this, right in the ballpark, makes somewhere around 440 crank horsepower, 440 crank horsepower, and you can feel all of that. Like, all right, there's the turbo. Oh my God. I cannot wait to show you guys how this thing sounds with the blow-off valves. God. I'm not going to say what speed that was, but that was a very high speed. So with this being the RedSport, you do suffer a little bit on gas mileage, but you still get great gas mileage when you look at it. For EPA wise, you actually get 19 mpg in the city and about 28 to 29 on the highway. Usually on a highway, I'm averaging right around 30. I mean, I usually keep it about 50 miles an hour and just keep it in eco mode and just let it basically cruise control the entire time. And like I said, you get roughly about 30-ish miles a gallon, which isn't bad whatsoever, especially for a 440 horsepower car. That's actually incredible. And like I said, it's economical too. So I mean, and it does require premium fuel, but you know, if you're gonna buy a car like this, you should expect to use premium the entire time. It's just, to me, it's been a I guess a habit, if you will. But yeah, but it gives great gas mileage, especially for what it is. So like I was saying, this is a sports car especially. The seats hug you in place really well. The bolsters are actually really aggressive in it, and that's why this thing is perfect for autocrossing and track events. Now, like I said, this thing has a very heavy steering. Now, right now, I'm on my area where, you know, it's a pretty nice little curvy road, and I'm going to show you how well it's going to actually corner. Like I said, this thing is an absolute animal. You put it in Sport Plus mode, put the suspension in Sport mode, put the steering in Sport mode, and you're gone. It's literally, this thing is absolutely just an animal when it comes to corners. Like I said, it is all-wheel drive, and the way the speed now is going through those corners back there, I'm not going to say that out loud, but you have to just be in a car and realize how well this thing is balanced. This thing is probably, honestly, one of the most balanced cars that I've driven in a very long time. The Charger that we drove a while ago, that's just more of a muscle car. I mean, it's a fun car, don't get me wrong, whatsoever. But this is an all-around, well-balanced car. Again, it's a 4-door GTR. That's addicting and enticing. So with that, I'm gonna leave you guys off with this. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and join the United Speed fam! My friend Robert right there got a gorgeous Camaro. My mom hates my Camaro.
Ow! Stop! Man, I'm about to knock you out, boy. Stop.
So thanks everyone, we appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and hit that bell for notifications.
Yep.
We appreciate you all, we love you all. From the Evolution family, we'll see you guys soon.
Yep.
Deuces.
Peace.